Hey, DJ here from PTA. Want to go over this trade on SIDU. I did take a look at BBIG. There was a few others that was yelled out in different discourse. But in the morning time, our staff kind of looked at SIDU, BBIG, SKYH were ones that kind of hit the board. BBIG, for the most part, just didn't move. It just wasn't a clean move. So I didn't see any points at any point of time in the trade that I would have gotten in. I mean, we had this big extension after hours, and then for the rest of the day, it kind of just went sideways. I mean, you could have played the channel on it, but that's just not my type of trading. Not something that I feel confident about or anything like that. SKYH was a later in the day trade. Ultimately, looking at the chart, the stock got kind of beat up. It pulled back, and then I think this was the 9 candle. So over the next couple of days, I'm thinking maybe mid-time next week, maybe Tuesday or so, we might get a nice move on this. I just think that it's one of those trades everybody kind of keeping an eye on. So if it does pull, we might actually see something very special when it comes to that. But I kind of look at this as just the first leg. I didn't play this. This happened later in the day. As far as the trade goes, I know the first thing in the morning didn't really have any volume. Then the volume kind of crept up out of nowhere sometime after 11:40 Eastern Standard, and things kind of got, went crazy with it, and it held. The biggest thing is you have a good rally and then the stock actually holds. Now, when it comes down to the actual stock I played, the one I played was SIDU. SIDU had news. They had announced a memorandum about a space partnership. Not really big news, but in this market, it's like you got to take what you can get. It hasn't been really that many plays. I know big caps did very well the other day after the Fed announcement and stuff, but then the next day they gave majority of it back. So the market has been very choppy. It hasn't really been channeling one way. There's been a select group of factors and sectors such as XOM, which is a gas play and stuff like that. Those type of plays were in action, different things like that. It's ExxonMobil. Were in a play, but like I said, you had this nice run up on the 4th, and then they gave it all back, and then we right back at it again. So honestly, just things been kind of choppy, So when I see the market in that way, I typically try to hit it and quit it, one and done. Just get one stock, hit my goal, move on with my day. Because the more time you spend at the chart, and yes, it's good to get screen time and all that in, but ultimately, if you are sitting there and you exposing yourself to the market, the only thing can come from that is usually a loss. So, and that's just because you're trying to play everything. So SIDU ended out red for the day because it was just basically a pop and snap move, and most of the people that popped in, they all got in and got out in the same area. Breaking this down to the 1 hour, again, because of that news, we had a nice rally up. We didn't get a 30-minute, we didn't get a 15-minute pullback. The pullback didn't actually happen until on the 5. But once I see, it marked pre-market high, and it started to fade. It started to fade on a little bit of volume. And for me, I'm just looking for a nice play. So I don't try to force trades or anything like that. And I think as you get better at trading, you start to take less trades. So ultimately, I want to do videos every day, but if it's not a good trade, it's nothing really to talk about. I'm not gonna go over trades that didn't make sense. This one in particular made perfect sense. The way it pulled back, it hit the fifth retracement lines, and it also matched the ATR. So what happened for me is I got into this trade based off of this pullback. So let me do this because this will kind of make it a little bit easier on you guys, so that you can kind of understand how this stock played off the key areas. So when I got shorts trapped here and they pulling back here, this was your igniting candle that start to move on the opposite side. So when it pulled up and then pulled back, it's usually gonna rip. That's usually the sign that I'm looking for. So ultimately, when I got in the trade, it was about 388. I'm looking for this crack over here. Once I get over 397, it's pretty much gone. We're making higher lows. We had a nice test of 412, large bid order that stepped in. I had to take notes on that because, I mean, there was a massive amount of shares being released right at 412, and it just absorbed it and kept going. For me, again, I knew that the ATR was about 53 cents. When I get into a trade, I'm looking to actually, take that profit from there and keep it moving. Now, if the stock keep going parabolic and do all that, then cool. That's a good thing. But because of the way the market's been, I mean, I'm trying to get that 53 cent and move on with my life. So 53 cent was about right there. Nice little power move. You're talking about less than 5 minutes, and you had a solid win. So for the week, I'm still down. I didn't make much today, but I did, try to clear up some of the losses from the day before last, and it worked out. It was a good play, good textbook play. Just had to be patient. It happened pretty quickly for the most part. But in 4 minutes to make this, it wasn't a bad trade, and it was something that was easy to join. So guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like, click, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. And as I tell everyone in our community, as part of the staff, stay studying and stay focused.